Picture a world where American muscle cars ruled the streets. Engines roared like thunder, raw power beat silently under the hood, and every mile felt like a victory. Now imagine the rarest of those legends. Cars so exclusive that only wealthy collectors ever get the chance to keep them behind locked doors. Today, we are counting down the 15 rarest American muscle cars ever made. These cars aren't just expensive, they are practically mythical. Each one represents a moment in history that will never repeat. Number 1. The 1969 Chevrolet Camaro ZL1. This beast was born for racing. Chevrolet installed the all-aluminum 427 ZL1 engine into just 69 units. The block was so powerful that dealerships struggled to sell them because buyers had no idea what they were actually getting. Rated at 430 horsepower on paper, but known to push well over 500 in real life, the ZL1 was a hand-built monster. Today, it sits among the most sought-after Camaros ever, and only millionaires can afford one. Number 2. The 1969 Dodge Charger Daytona. This car looks like something aerodynamics created in a wind tunnel. Chrysler designed the Daytona to dominate NASCAR, giving it a massive rear wing and a pointed front nose. It packed a 426 Hemi that turned it into a track warrior. Daytona production stayed under 505 units, and surviving originals are nearly impossible to buy unless you have 7 figures to spare. Number 3. The 1970 Plymouth Hemacuda. People call it the holy grail of Mopars for a reason. The Hemacuda paired Plymouth's sharp styling with the legendary 426 Hemi engine. Around 652 hardtops were made, but the low survival rate turned it into a unicorn. Including one in your collection is like owning a national treasure. It is the definition of muscle car royalty. Number 4. The 1970 Buick GSX Stage 1. Buick built the GSX Stage 1 during the horsepower war, and yet it always stayed underrated. This car produced 510 pound-feet of torque, which was unheard of at the time. Only 678 units were built, making it rarer than most collector favorites. It proved that Buick could stand toe-to-toe with Chevrolet and Pontiac when it wanted to. Number 5. The 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle SS LS6. If torque had a physical form, it would look like the LS6 Chevelle. Its 454 V8 was rated at 450 horsepower, making it one of the most powerful engines ever put into a muscle car straight from the factory. Fewer than 4,500 units were built, and not many survived untouched. Finding a true LS6 today is a miracle, and owning one means joining a very small club. Number 6. The 1970 Ford Torino Cobra Jet. The Cobra Jet engine gave the Torino its identity. With a 429 Cobra Jet 5.8 under the hood, this car was built to win on the drag strip. It didn't need flash, spoilers, or loud design. It was raw and intimidating in a subtle way. Low production numbers turned it into one of the rarest Ford muscle cars of the era, especially when equipped with the drag pack. Number 7. The 1970 Oldsmobile 442W30. The 442W30 carried a reputation for its ability to punch far above its weight class. The W30 performance package delivered a ram air induction system, aluminum intake, and a 455 big block that pushed massive torque. Only a small number of true W30 cars rolled off the line, and collectors treat each one today like an artifact of Detroit's golden age. Number 8. The 1969 Plymouth Roadrunner Hemi. The simple idea behind the Roadrunner was to create a budget performance car. That changed when Plymouth stuffed a 426 Hemi inside. Only around 356 Hemis were ordered that year, and many were raced hard. The survivors are some of the most valuable muscle cars ever sold at auction. The Roadrunner proved you could look basic but outrun nearly anything. Number 9. The 1970 Ford Mustang Boss 429. To qualify the 429 engine for NASCAR, Ford had to build street cars equipped with it. That became the Boss 429. Ford produced just 499 units. These cars came with hand-assembled engines and specially re-engineered front ends to fit the massive block. It is one of the most intimidating Mustangs ever created, not because it tries to be loud, but because of the raw presence it carries. Number 10. The 1970 Plymouth Superbird. If the Roadrunner had a wild sibling, this was it. Built for NASCAR, just like the Charger Daytona, the Superbird carried the same radical high wing and aerodynamic nose. Engine options included the 440 and the 426 Hemi. With only around 1,920 built and even fewer surviving in pristine condition, the Superbird became an instant collector obsession. Number 11. The 1970 Pontiac GTO Judge Ram Air 4. The Judge was already a performance icon, but the Ram Air 4 took things to another level. It packed a high-compression 400 V8 with a radical cam profile and improved head. Production stayed extremely low, with fewer than 325 hardtops recorded. This car represents the peak of Pontiac engineering. Every detail was focused on raw speed. Number 12. The 1969 Chevrolet Corvette ZL1. Imagine the same ZL1 engine that turned the Camaro into a legend, now living inside a Corvette. Chevrolet built only 2 factory ZL1 Corvette, not 200, just 2. One silver and one yellow. Both are considered priceless. They were essentially race cars disguised as street cars, and they set a standard of rarity that has never been repeated. Number 13. The 1970 Dodge Challenger T. Built for the Trans Am Racing Series, the Challenger TA came with a 346-pack engine, side-exit exhaust, and fiberglass hood. Around 2,399 were produced, but most were modified heavily over the decade. An untouched original is incredibly difficult to find today. The TA proved Dodge could be competitive even in the road race world, not just drag strips. Number 14. The 1969 Dodge Charger 500. Before the Daytona existed, Dodge tested the aerodynamic idea with the Charger 500. It was produced in extremely low numbers, estimated around 392. It packed the 426 Hemi or the 440 Magnum and was built solely to win races. It is often overshadowed by the Daytona, but collectors know how rare and historically important the Charger 500 truly is. Number 15. The 1971 Plymouth Hemi Cuda convertible. This is widely considered the single rarest muscle car in existence. Only 11 Hemi Cuda convertibles were built for 1971, and only 2 were exported with a 4-speed transmission. Auctions have seen these cars reach beyond $7 million. It symbolizes the end of the muscle car era, a giant going